Here we are, folks. This is it. This is the moment. It is the modified feature event. Now, these guys, they have been working all day, working their butts off, getting ready for this race. And it's here, and we are ready to go. If you thought the late model LCQ was just as interesting, wait till you get these bad boys on the track. And if you thought the duels for these modifieds were interesting, well, forget it. We have all of them on track now, so it's going to be just as good. Welcome, everyone, to the event. I am Alex Bonsignore, your aka Sim Racing Central. Alongside me, my good companion, Benny Watson, aka Napa Fan. And Napa Fan, I must ask you, Marty is starting up front. Laura Martinez, your pole sitter. She's been strong in her duel. Who do you think is going to come out with the win tonight? Will it be either one of those two, or will it be someone deep in the pack?
This race is going to have a lot of unknowns coming into it. It's 76 laps. It's the longest race we have done all weekend. And we could see ourselves quite a few spins and bumps and wrecks here tonight, so it really can be anybody. But I think Marty Johnson's a guy who has a chip on his shoulder coming into tonight's event because he missed out on the super late model feature, which is going to be right after the modified feature here tonight. But either way, it's a great event that you're putting on, Alex. I thank you so much for letting me do it this year. And the reason why we're here is to commemorate the lives of James and Dean Wickard. 3 years ago, they were very big parts of this NO2003 community here on Napa Fan, and in close channels and close areas here on the Napa Fan channel and in the NO2003 community. And unfortunately, they passed away in a car crash, and it really sent shockwaves through the entire NO2003 community here. And of course, it was Alex's idea 3 years ago to put on a special event for them to commemorate their lives and to help us realize that we are more than just NO2003. We are a community of friends and people who support each other, and that's what we're here for tonight, to remind us that we're all here for each other. We're here to have fun, just like James and Dean Wickard would want us to here, and we are supporting what they loved, racing, and that's what we're here for tonight here in North Wilkesboro. And this is the biggest night of the entire weekend. We got the modified feature, 76 laps, and then the super late model feature, 100 laps right after this. It is going to be a great night, and if early today is any telling sign, the racing is going to be intense here. But I don't know, Alex. I am excited for this event. What do you think is going to happen here tonight with both features?
Honestly, I could never tell you. I honestly couldn't. We've seen what they're like in the duels and even in the Super Late Model LCQ. That this race is very interesting. I honestly couldn't tell you what's going to come out of it tonight or who's even going to win tonight. I don't even know, because it is so. The racing's been so amazing. It has, and anytime I have picked a winner, it's always come out as someone else, whether at the last second or anything else in between that would have caused it.
So we'll have to see how it all goes down here tonight. Like we mentioned, Laura Martinez is the pole sitter. Yesterday, in qualifying, she grabbed the fastest time, and therefore she gets to lead the field to the green flag. Marty Johnson also locked his spot in qualifying yesterday. And the guys behind them, or the guy behind Marty Johnson at least, won the dual race earlier today. Lauren Martinez won her respective dual race, and Daniel Price won the second dual race earlier today here at North Wilkesboro. But either way, let's go ahead and give you guys the starting lineup. Lauren Martinez is on the pole position in the number 25. Alongside her, it's the number 14 of Marty Johnson. Like I said, Marty Johnson coming into this race with a chip on his shoulder. We'll have to see if that propels him to a race victory in the modified feature event. Joey Hightower in the number 78 alongside Daniel Price driving the number 17. Daniel Price won duel number 2 earlier this morning, and he will be starting in the 4th position. Right behind those guys, I believe that is the number 77 machine of Diego Yepez. He's alongside Joe Rakowski driving the number 76 on the outside in row number 3. And then we have ourselves the number 5 of Andrew Ross. And then the 75 machine of Max Neuwirth rounding out the top 8 positions. The number 11 machine of Trey Wright starts alongside the 19 machine, that driven by Dan Park here for the modified feature in the James and Dean Wickard Shootout.
And as they roll off here, keep in mind that tonight the two big factory kind of chassis builders, Troyer and LFR. Those are big companions, and the most notable cars that they have in the field tonight is that number 19 driven by Dan Park and the 51 of Zachary Fitzwater. So here we go. Pace car is off. The field is coming down here to the restart zone. The green flag flies. We are racing here in North Wilkesboro for the modified feature.
And somebody with an issue, I think, on the start there. Joey Hightower did not get going, and he's stuck in the middle right now, and he might be trying to get to the pit lane, but he is really falling back, and that is not at all the way Joey Hightower wanted to start this main event here tonight.
Yeah, that's a very unfortunate set of circumstances for Joey Hightower, and that's really going to set him back, and drivers like Dan Park and others that are stuck behind him, they're not going to be too happy with him.
It might cause an accident here in lap number 2, but either way, they're keeping it together for now. Oh, I don't know if they'll keep it together off the corner, though. Big jam up right there. They're going to keep it together for now here at North Wilkesboro. That's the number 40 machine in the middle. That is Sam and Oskin, but Hightower continues to fall back in the 78, and that is just unfortunate for driver number 78 here in the modified feature. A little bit loose there off the corner. That's the 00 machine of Noah Clifton almost going around, but we remain green here at North Wilkesboro. Lauren Martinez out front in the number 25.
Yeah, Lauren Martinez kind of just showing the same kind of dominance she had in her dual event. As here we go, a little bit of a shape-up of a pass Joe Rakowski is making on the 17 of Daniel Price. It looks like Daniel Price is going to keep the 3rd position at the moment.
Looks like Joey Hightower finally made his way to the pit lane, so it's good to see that out of that driver. We're going to get that fixed, but unfortunately he is going to go a lap down right there. Here's the number 14. That car driven by Marty Johnson. Started on the outside poles, able to stay in second there because of Hightower's incident. And he is right on the back bumper of Lauren Martinez here on lap number 6.
Yeah, the way Marty Johnson is racing right now, he really wants to get that chip off his shoulder, not making the super late model feature. And he's really driving the heck out of the car right now in the modified feature.
Well, I noticed with Joey Hightower's incident, it definitely spread the field out, and we had some smoke right there. I don't think anybody went around. The number 2 of Luke Rainey got shuffled out of line. He's going to fall back now. But with these guys going single file up front, I think it makes it a little bit more difficult for them to pass. There's a pass right there. The number 51 of Zachary Fitzwater on the number 5 machine of Andrew Ross.
Yeah, the way Zachary Fitzwater made that pass, that was a good pass right there. Kind of just showing how dominant he is in the 51, and Lauren Martinez starting to grow the gap between her and Marty Johnson.
She's a little wide there off the corner. Marty Johnson trying to close in the number 14. But with these guys going single file, it might be difficult to make passes throughout this event, and we might even see a caution-free race, which is something we haven't seen all weekend long here at North Wilkesboro. At least with most events that we've had, but I'm a little concerned there with Lauren Martinez running that outside lane like that. And we got a pass right here. Yepez on Max Neuwirth. That is for the 5th position.
Yeah, and Diego Yepez moving now into the 5th spot. work his way into the top 5, and hopefully from there he can continue gaining ground in that number 77 Curb Records modified. We have another pass trying to go here. Joe Rakowski on Daniel Price. Looks like Rakowski will try and get the pass going into 1 and 2. But somehow Daniel Price is keeping that high lane very, very quick at the moment.
Good run there for Daniel Price on the outside lane. Joe Rakowski trying to get around him, and he couldn't do so as Price got the run up top. Newark's going to try again on Diego Yepez, unable to do so. One car on the wall right there. That is the number 16 machine of Bobo Jones. I don't think Bobo Jones had a good outing last night in the stack feature, but he is now falling back in the number 16 machine. Already lapped 12 of 76. We've been caution-free so far. Really wasn't expecting that, but I don't know, Alex. It looks like they're pretty calm out there. Will we see a caution-free race here in the modified feature?
It seems likely at the moment, but anything is possible in this race. We have seen a lot of stuff go down. I mean, we've seen last lap passes. We've seen people overtake out of nowhere to go on and take the victory.
Boy. Then 3 wide. That is for the 6th position, I do believe, or the 7th position, I should say. Or no, yes, it is. For the 5th position. And that's a little tight right there. Neuwirth and Diego Yepez, but Fitzwater with a really bold move on the inside lane. And how about that out of the veteran driver? And Zachary Fitzwater really showing some strength there in the number 51. Now we're closing in on lap number 17. We've done it for a few events so far this weekend where we have remained silent for lap 17. 17 was a very significant number for Dean Wickard. It was the last number he drove in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series as well. The number he got his final career Chick-fil-A Cup Series victory at the Chicagoland Speedway in season number 4. And on lap number 17 here, next time by, we will remain silent in honor of James and Dean Wickard. You will never be forgotten. This is for you guys. We'll remain silent here on lap 17.
Yep.
May you both rest in peace. Lauren Martinez holding on to the race lead. Marty Johnson trying to close in the number 14. And he is sticking with Lauren Martinez there. And the top 4 have pulled away. You have Daniel Price right there, the dual winner from earlier today, running in 3rd. Rutkowski right there in the 4th position. And I'm definitely impressed with how clean these guys have been racing. The Modifieds have been doing an excellent job, actually, this entire race weekend, I believe. The dual races, I think they both went caution-free, even though we had quite a few moments in those dual races. But I'm really surprised by how clean these guys have been racing here tonight in the feature.
Yeah, the way these Modifieds work, with those big tires, it really creates a lot of grip. And without a doubt so far, it's really helped kind of keep the show at ease and then not making it a complete wreck fest, and it's been doing pretty well so far.
Here's Trey Wright on Zachary Fitzwater. That is for the 8th position. Trey Wright will clear Fitzwater for that position right there, and Fitzwater, he got shuffled out of line there. Neuwirth got around him eventually there. And Joe Rutkowski around Daniel Price. Rutkowski obviously with the faster race car there in the number 76. We'll have to see if he can close in to Marty Johnson and Lauren Martinez. But how about Lauren Martinez? She has led every lap so far. She won her dual race earlier today. Do you think Marty Johnson's going to find a way around her, or will Lauren Martinez scoot away with this victory in the modified feature?
Well, there's a lot of things that can go right into this factor, really. I mean, she's led every lap, yes, and don't get me wrong, this race has been caution-free, but it's almost like a never-say-never kind of thing, because anything can happen in this race, and sometimes it even does, where a caution could come out, and then everything breaks off at that point, and everything just goes loose.
Very possible we could have a caution in this race at some point throughout the event. There is a number 17 of Daniel Price getting back on Joe Rutkowski. And it almost seems like Marty Johnson's using up his stuff. And while we might not have any pit stops in this event, the tire wear still will be a factor because we don't have unlimited tires, essentially, on these guys. This is a cause for concern right here. 79, a Trey Bartow got shuffled out of line. They're going to keep it together, but you're right. A lot of grip on these modified machines. They are definitely keeping it together on the racetrack. And this is probably one of the calmest races we have had all weekend long, but the racing out there is still excellent.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. The Modifieds, whenever they come to a race, they're always going to be bound to put on a show. And definitely tonight, they're putting on a show with a lot of passes and a lot of close calls as well.
Here's the number 16, Bobo Jones now looking on Zachary Fitzwater there. That is for the 9th position. Fitzwater is falling back tremendously in the number 51. It wasn't too long ago he was battling for the 5th position, and now he has fallen all the way back to 10th in that number 51 machine. So tough break there for Zachary Fitzwater. He got into Bobo Jones just a little bit there, but they're going to keep it together for now. To the inside of Zachary Fitzwater, that is the number 21 machine, and that is David Garcia. I don't think we've mentioned David at all the entire weekend, but he is now going to take the 10th position away from Zachary Fitzwater as Fitzwater continues to fade. Back to the race lead. Lauren Martinez pulling out to a very significant lead now on Marty Johnson, and it might be a complete sweep for Lauren Martinez, especially if we do not get a caution in this race. Got Diego Yepez there on the number 5 machine of Andrew Ross. We'll have to see if he gets around him.
Yeah, I mean, anything is... It looks like he's getting a good run here off the turn.
In the wall goes Diego Yepez. And he's going to come back up on Trey Wright. But they're going to keep it together for now. But Yepez is going to shuffle at a line, and they're now 3 wide. Bobo Jones on the inside of Trey Wright and Diego Yepez. And Trey Wright sliding up just a little bit. He's got to be careful with Yepez to his outside right there. Bobo Jones getting into Trey Wright, but they all save it. But Yepez lost a lot of ground right there. He falls to 9th in the number 77. Tough break there for Diego Yepez, and we've seen that all night long. These guys getting shuffled out of line, especially off of turn number 4. And if you have somebody to your inside, it can really get edgy. And Trey Wright just got shuffled to the outside right there. As now David Garcia moves up another position in the number 21 to 9th.
Yeah, it looks like at this point, if Trey Wright keeps falling behind, Zachary Fitzwater might find his way to break back into the top 10. But it looks like so far, Trey Wright's kind of keeping David Garcia in his eyesight and to try and overtake him and try and hold on. But as he gets into the outside wall, Fitzwater now has a little bit more of a chance to be able to trace him down and get him.
We'll have to see if Fitzwater finds a way around that number 11 machine. I think Martinez's chances are getting a lot higher, but something she does not want to see in this race is a caution, because if we get a caution, Marty Johnson's going to be right behind her on a restart. How about these two guys? They have been dueling at it for the entire race. Daniel Price and Joe Rutkowski. And I will say, this race is something completely different from what we've been seeing the entire race weekend, but it's still a very entertaining race, especially back in there, and you got to watch out for these guys, especially off of turn number 4, and they're still bunched up back in here from 9th on back. You see Diego Yepez there actually in 8th position. They're all jammed up back in here, and you never know when one of those guys can make a mistake, but we're closing in. We're past halfway here in the modified feature already in the James and Dean Wickard Shootout. Are you surprised by how calm it's been out here compared to what we've seen all weekend?
Oh, yeah, I am definitely surprised at how calm it's been thus far. And, I kind of figured that we were going to have at least a caution or two by now, but considering we're past halfway and it's been completely caution-free, I mean, this is a good race. They're still putting on a good show. There's a lot of cars still bunched up and a lot of passing still to be made. But so far for the battle up front, it just looks like, Lauren Martinez is keeping Marty Johnson at ease.
Definitely appears that she is pulling away from the number 14 now. But as you can see, she still gets loose off of turn 4 right there. So we got to watch out for any possible wrecks that could happen. I mean, they've been very clean in this race, and I have been pleasantly surprised. But I think a big reason why we've been able to go caution-free is because of what happened to Joey Hightower. He slowed down, and the top 7, if you remember, kind of all pulled away there, and they got single file. And when they get single file, they can usually keep it together pretty well. So that's what we saw there, but it's not going to stay that way. Around goes Zachary Fitzwater, and the first caution of the night in the modified feature.
Man, that is very unfortunate for Zachary Fitzwater. He was running in the top 10 for a little bit. He was falling back, but it looked like he was going to try and come back up. But in the end, he gets turned around, and a caution ensues.
And that is exactly what Lauren Martinez did not want to see, and apparently they're coming down the pit lane here. So we shouldn't have a problem with fuel being an issue because we are halfway, thankfully. So they shouldn't have to be concerned about that, but I apparently did not have it set properly. But hey, you know what? It's going to work out just fine. We got pit stops here in the modified feature, and we're just going to go ahead and go with it. So let's see what happens on the pit lane here. Of course, Joey Hightower staying out. He's a couple laps down. But Lauren Martinez coming down the pit lane as the race leader. She has led every lap in this feature, but she's really going to have to work hard on the restart. and she's going to have to work hard here on the pit lane now. These guys getting fresh tires as well. I think that's something a lot of guys wanted, so it might not be they need fuel. They want tires because they were really worn there during that run there, so we'll have to see how this affects the entire cycle, and we'll have to see if Laura Martinez wins the race off. She will! So, not much change there in the top 5. How about David Garcia, however? David Garcia is now up to the 5th position. Great run for the number 21. You think David Garcia might have a shot at this race victory? He's been moving his way up very nicely in this event.
Well, I mean, you know, we're coming back to a restart here. Everyone's going to be bunched up, so, you know, with this single file restart, like I say, even though, it's single file, they're going to be bunched up, so, I mean, I think we're going to be for some interesting racing here coming down to the last couple laps.
Let's go ahead and see what happened to Zachary Fitzwater to bring out the first caution of the night in the modified feature of the James and Dean Wickard Shootout here at the North Wilkesboro Speedway.
Well, seems to be that coming off the turn, Fitzwater gets a little bit loose, and so does Bobo Jones. And Jones kind of just tried to correct, and Fitzwater was in the way and nowhere for him to go. And he ends up taking a hard hit to the inside wall, spinning sideways. And unfortunately, it looks like it's going to end his night.
Yeah, Zachary Fitzwater out of the race after this one. A tough break for the Bonsignore machine, or one of the Bonsignore machines in this one, of course. This driven by Justin Bonsignore, real life, your cousin, which, by the way, he won at Thompson last week. So congratulations to your cousin on that one, by the way.
Thank you. 6 straight.
Yeah, Bonsignore doing pretty good in real life, but unfortunately Zachary Fitzwater could not spread that success here tonight in the James and Dean Wickard Shootout. So we'll have to see what happens in the next feature event here. He's actually not in it. He was in the stock feature last night, excuse me. So, tough way to end Zachary Fitzwater's event here at the James and Dean Wickard Shootout. Didn't want to end it in the garage, but unfortunately that's racing, and that's just the way it goes. Let's go ahead and replay this in real time. Zachary Fitzwater got a run on Bobo Jones, exiting turn number 4, and he just slid right into him, and Bobo Jones could not correct in time, and that sent Fitzwater into the inside wall. Thankfully, nobody else hit him, but it was enough to trigger the caution, and like I mentioned, Alex, this is exactly what Lauren Martinez did not want to see, because she's going to have to fend off Marty Johnson here in this restart, and have to deal with Joey Hightower in front of her, I do believe. He might have come down the pit lane after the leaders did. Not 100% sure, but we'll have to check in on that. But either way, Lauren Martinez is the race leader. Do you think she's going to be able to hold on to the race lead on this restart, or will it be somebody else?
Honestly, I mean, it could be Laura Martinez, but then again, I also think at the same time that, you know, the field is going to be bunched up, and while it's going to be single file, Marty Johnson might make the opportunity to make a pass there.
We'll have to see. We're going to get to the pivotal restart. This could be the one and only restart of the modified feature here tonight. Let's see what happens here at North Wilkesboro in the James and Dean Wickard Shootout for 2019.
Here we go for the restart. Lauren Martinez, the leader. Joey Hightower in front of her. And that's because he's a lap down. And I think that might shake up the field a little bit, especially if he's slow on the restart. And Lauren Martinez does not think fast to make a pass after they cross the line. So this could probably shake up the field. It could or it could not be. Pace cars off. They come to the restart zone. The green flag is waving. They're back underway.
You gotta watch out for Marty Johnson here on Lauren Martinez, but Martinez will get to the inside of Joey Hightower there. That is important because, like you said, if Hightower was slow there, it could have slowed Martinez up, but you gotta watch out for Marty Johnson. He's gonna go to the inside. Here comes Marty Johnson for the race lead in the modified feature.
Yeah, he's really going to try and do his best, but he slid up off the turn there, and that's really going to
boy, we got 3 wide. They're getting into Joey Hightower. Rutkowski up the racetrack. Daniel Price in the outside wall. And around.
And
they did not keep it together enough to avoid the yellow. Daniel Price is going to fall back. They got to be careful off the corner here, and somehow they will be. But another quick yellow here in the modified feature. And Martinez can breathe a little bit easier knowing she doesn't have to deal with Joey Hightower anymore. At least she will think that she wouldn't have to deal with him anymore. Oh, but yeah. How about that restart there? Such a tough break for our Duel 2 winner of Daniel Price in number 17.
Yeah, and Price is going to go down the pit lane here. It could be to fix damages, or he might be able to just say, you know what, we're going to park the car for the event, but I don't foresee a good reason why he should. But if that is the case and they end up out, then that's unfortunate for him.
And we saw that happen, and we saw that unfold down the back. It took a while for Daniel Price to get sideways on the racetrack, but we'll have to see if he stays in or not. I would venture to say he'd be able to continue. I don't think he gained too much. Oh, he's going out. Oh, boy. I was surprised by that one. I thought he'd be able to continue there, but Daniel Price is done for the night. Our second DNF of the night. He's joining Zachary Fitzwater in the garage. That's unfortunate because Daniel Price had a really good chance of winning this race here tonight, and he is going to fail to finish.
Yeah, and that's an unfortunate stake, but then again, as I said, you know, wide tires, and it doesn't help, so it's probably a suspension issue, if anything, maybe.
We'll have to see when we get the official results of the race later on, but first of all, let's go ahead and see what happened to Daniel Price to bring up the second and quick caution of the night here in the James and Wickard Shootout for the Modifieds at North Wilkesboro.
It's unfortunate, and Joey Hightower was the suspect in this one, and Daniel Price is not going to be happy with him after this one. And it looks like they locked tires, as it seems. And then from there, they just kind of started piling in a little.
It's Diego Peza ran into Daniel Price, but after all of this on the cooldown lap, you can just imagine, you know, how difficult it would be to avoid a wreck in all this. Well, unfortunately, that was not the case. Your cousin there, Ryan Schuler, went to the inside of Daniel Price and Imran Mustakim, and actually it was Price who clipped Schuler and sent Schuler into the outside wall. But a tough break for Ryan Schuler. One of his first snap of fan starts, and tough break there for Daniel Price, because I think that might have been what kept him out of the race. I don't think the initial damage was enough to keep him out, but that might have been what sent him to the garage. So tough break there for Daniel Price, and tough break for Ryan Schuler and Imran Mustakim as well, number one.
Yeah, it's very unfortunate, and you don't want to see that at all, especially with me up here, but, you know, it's what it is. It's a racing thing, and no, nothing you can do about it. Once it's done, it's done.
So one of your family cars involved, one of your family members involved. The only other family car you have is Nathan Stapleton driving Kyle Bonsignore's number 22. Let's hope that he finds a way up front. I mean, Nathan Stapleton did win the Craftsman Throwback Series race here back in May, so it's possible. Can't count anything here in North Wilkesboro. We're going to replay that one more time and then get to the restart here in the modified feature of the James and Dean Wickard Shootout.
So I'm taking this one as well, and it looks like 3 wide, and Hightower just... I don't think Hightower really ever thought to back off, and it looks like Daniel Price was the unfortunate victim. And of course, coming to the cooldown, they couldn't debate the finishing position or couldn't slow up enough, and Price comes down, clips, and into the wall, but it doesn't look like it's retiring for that number 82, so it looks like they're able to continue.
Which is kind of surprising because Ryan Schuler took a much harder hit than Daniel Price, and Daniel Price is out. We'll have to check on the 82 after this whole thing subsides and we get back to the restart, but either way, going to be an interesting restart here because now Lauren Martinez does not have to fend off with Joey Hightower, but she's going to have to try to fend off Marty Johnson behind her, so it's going to be an interesting restart. Let's see what happens for the second time today on the restart at the North Wilkesboro Speedway.
Here we go for the restart. Lauren Martinez in the lead over Marty Johnson, Joe Ratowski, David Garcia, and Bobo Jones making an appearance in the top 5. Here we go. Pace car is off. They're going to come to the restart zone. Waiting.
26 laps to go. Here we go for Lauren Martinez. Will Marty Johnson find a way to the inside? It looks like he will. Martinez shooting up the racetrack. We've seen that so much throughout the entire weekend, but that might be why. You want to get the run up top, and that's exactly what Lauren Martinez did, and she's going to clear to the race lead. And here comes Joe Rakowski to the inside. And around again, the number 2 at our third caution of the modified feature.
That is the number 2 of
Luke Rainey.
Yeah. And another LFR car as well. That's 2 LFR cars to suffer a crash. And that's unfortunate for him.
Joe Rakowski is now going to be the driver behind Lauren Martinez. He's going to be second on the restart. We're just going to do a quick replay of this one since it was a simple incident, but 3 quick cautions, one right after the other after we went the first 40 laps of this race. Green flag.
Yeah, they know it's going to be crunch time, so, anything is going to go at that point.
Definitely will be. Let's see what happens to Luke Rainey in the number 2 to bring out the 3rd caution of the night in the modified feature.
And it looks like Trey Wright and Luke Rainey get together. And Luke Rainey just tapping the wall, bending the Nerf bar a little on the front, but it looks like he's able to continue.
Good job there by Luke Rainey, avoiding any other contact, and like you said, minor damage on the 2, so he should be able to continue just fine. But it's going to be another test for Lauren Martinez. She has been the driver of this race. She's led every lap so far, but she's really going to have to fight hard over Joe Rakowski. Rakowski was able to get to the inside of Marty Johnson on that restart, and he looks very fast. And then number 76, let's get to the 3rd restart of the night in the modified feature of the James and Dean Wickard Shootout.
Here we go, getting ready for the restart here. We're going to restart on lap 58. Leave it with a little bit over 20 laps. No, we are going to leave it with 19 laps left in the race. Lauren Martinez, your leader. Joe Rakowski coming in 2nd so far. David Garcia in 3rd. Marty falling all the way to 4th. And the top 5, Bobo Jones. Pace car is off. They come to the restart zone. The green flag is out. We're racing once again here in North Wilkesboro. And it looks like Lauren Martinez is going to get the better run over Joe Rakowski, but it looks like he's going to close up here.
Ooh, this is good for Rakowski. He's got it this time, and we're going to have ourselves a new race leader here in the modified feature. Joe Rakowski to the inside, and he's going to lead lap number 58 in North Wilkesboro, and again they wreck.
Joey Hightower this time.
And Joey Hightower.
And
I don't think it's Stapleton. I think it's Clifton in the 00 who has the significant damage Clifton there. But my goodness.
And Joey Hightower, which I'm pretty sure some drivers are going to be happy that he's.
And we had another lap.
Out.
And with that, David Garcia took 2nd away from Lauren Martinez. Martinez fell back to 3rd. But the new race leader is Joe Rakowski in the 76. But I gotta ask you, Alex, what's going on with these guys now? I mean, we raced the first half of this race without any caution, and now we've had 4 cautions in the past 16 laps.
I mean, I can definitely tell you, like, everyone wants to win this race. And now they're getting to that point in the race where they're like, we're past halfway, we're coming close to the end, it's crunch time, and we don't mean by that kind of crunch right now.
Yeah, we've got a lot of crunch here tonight in the modified feature, let me tell you that. Surprisingly enough, though, I think we still have a lot of guys out there on the racetrack, so it's not really taking out many guys. Clifton's going to be done, and Joey Hightower's going to be done, but with those 2 guys involved, I believe we're only going to have 4 guys out of the race at this point, which is pretty good. 2 a lap down. The number 40 of Sam Manozkin ended up a lap down at some point there. And, of course, the 18 of Juan Garcia had his issue earlier on. Ryan Schuler was able to continue. He's currently 15th. Well, let's do it again. See what happened to bring out the 4th caution here in the modified feature of the James and Dean Wickard Shootout.
Well, this is a rather bizarre one because it looks like 97 comes up, hits Joey Hightower after getting loose off the turn. 97 will hold on to it after scraping the wall, but Hightower, on the other hand, he's going to go right pound into the inside wall. And a hard hit there, and then you can see Noah Clifton come up. He's barely going to tap Hightower, and that's going to end his night. And then as they're racing, here comes Trey Bartow and RJ Bishop, and they're trying to check up. And Trey Bartow ends up getting hit by RJ Bishop. And from there, everything just kind of broke loose. And it looks like the good thing is that Trey Bartow will continue. Like I said, some people are probably going to be happy that Joey Hightower is done for the night. But not a lot of people are going to be happy for the fact that 00 Noah Clifton is done for the night.
Well, they're probably pretty happy they don't have another competitor to deal with, so that's just the way it goes here. But still, tough break for those guys. This is the race back to the line, by the way. And Daniel Price was able to get to the inside of Laura Martinez, and that is significant. And I said David Garcia in the 21. I might have been referring to him as David Price the entire time. We had Daniel Price from earlier on. Both Daniel Price and David Garcia are new drivers, so my apologies there. That is David Garcia in the 21, excuse me, who is now in the second position. Let's see what he does in the restart. Let's replay that one more time to bring out the fourth caution of the night. And Hightower got loose off the corner. As a matter of fact, it was actually Joshua Rush who got loose off the corner in the 97, and then Clifton got tapped right there. And then Bartow, as they were slowing down, got spun off by R.J. Bishop. I don't think Bartow's going to be too happy with the driver of the number 4. But either way, we're going to be back to racing here for our fourth restart in probably 20 laps here. I don't know what happened to these guys, but they're definitely giving us a show right now here in the modified feature of the James and Dean Wickard Shootout. Joe. No Joey, just Joe. Of course, we might be able to call him Joey. I don't know if he wants that. But Joe Rutkowski in the number 76 leads the field. Let's see what he does on the restart with David Garcia behind him in second.
Here we go, getting ready for the restart. Joe Rutkowski in the lead. David Garcia in second, Laura Martinez in third, Marty Johnson in fourth, and Bobo Jones still rounds out your top 5. Here we go, getting ready for the restart line. They're going to get ready here. Green flag is back out. Joe Rutkowski leads them back to the green. David Garcia trying to make a move. It doesn't look like it, but the top 2 instantly pull away from Laura Martinez. She obviously has to have a problem or something.
Yeah, she took the high line again. This time Marty Johnson getting the inside, and now David Garcia for the race lead on Joe Rutkowski. Side by side with now 11 laps to go in the modified feature of the James and Dean Wickard Shootout. Rutkowski on the outside powers past the 21. Great move there by the Pennsylvania native.
Yeah, Joe Rutkowski is doing a really great job so far. It looks like he's going to try and gain a little bit of time out of it. Would you count out Laura Martinez at this point, or do you think she might make a comeback out of nowhere?
Well, she's stuck in the outside lane right now. She still has a shot, but if Marty Johnson's going to take it away from her, and here comes Bobo Jones for fourth now, I don't think Laura Martinez is going to win this race anymore, which is very unfortunate because she was dominant in this race earlier on. And now she's on the verge of falling outside the top 5 as Trey Wright moves to the inside for the 5th position. Another battle for the lead. David Garcia in his first career Napa fan start. That's been a very hot topic this entire weekend. We're going to Connor Hurley win the Street Stock feature back on Thursday, I should say. And now David Garcia has taken the lead away from Joe Rutkowski, but it's not done yet. Here comes Bobo Jones in the 16 to the inside of Marty Johnson. That is for third, but Rutkowski's not done yet in the 76. But how about David Garcia? He's clawed his way through the field all night long, and now he's leading the race with 7 laps to go in the modified feature.
Yeah, the way David Garcia has been doing it tonight, he's really been doing good in that number 21 Gershow Motorsports modified. And it looks like if no cautions were to occur, and he were to keep the high groove going...
Ooh, that is not going to work at all! And Rutkowski back to the lead in the number 76. David Garcia overshot the corner. And you got to watch out for Bobo Jones now. If these guys continue the battle for the lead, that number 16 could close in very fast. Marty Johnson falling on the outside. Jesse Turner's in the top 10 in the 07, but he's on the outside lane. There's Andrew Ross, moves to the inside. The number 3 of Shane Lake as well, moving his way up front. And that is Lauren Martinez back on the inside as well, running 5th. We'll have to see if those guys can close in, but they're coming the 4 laps to go. Joe Rutkowski holding on to the race lead. David Garcia in second and Bobo Jones in third. Which one do you got for the race win, man?
I gotta go with David Garcia. He's been putting on a performance tonight, and even though he lost the lead, he's got more fire now to say, I want that lead back. I want to go for this win.
We'll have to see what happens. This is what we were waiting for here in the modified feature, and we're going to get ourselves an excellent race to start off the night here on the Saturday night short track main event in the James and Dean Wickard Shootout. 3 laps to go in the modified feature, and David Garcia is closing right up to the back bumper of Joe Rutkowski. He might move to the inside here for the race lead, coming to 2 laps to go.
He's going to take a peek, but Rutkowski shuts the door on him. 2 laps to go this time. Looks like Joe Rutkowski is It looks like at the moment he's got it unlocked, but don't count out David Garcia for a second.
There's going to be one lap to go next time by for Joe Rutkowski. He's sliding up just a little bit. We'll have to see if that gives room to David Garcia. White flag in the modified feature of the James and Dean Wickard Shootout.
It looks like Rutkowski is doing a really good job keeping Adam Garcia at bay. And it looks like sliding up the track right there. Adam Garcia, that might have just been the race. Through 3 and 4, he tries to make a lunge attempt, but it's not going to work. Joe Rutkowski, you have won the modified feature of the James and Dean Wickard Shootout at North Wilkesboro.
As you see everybody come to the line to finish. 76 laps complete, and we had a good show to start the night off in the modified feature, and Pennsylvania native Joe Rutkowski gets it done on another short track. His first career Napa fan win came from the Turkey Hill Series last year at Richmond. And he gets it done here tonight in the modified feature of the James and Dean Wickard Shootout. Joe Rutkowski, race winner for the first event of Saturday night. How about that one for Joe Rutkowski? And he capitalized on David Garcia's mistake. Not Adam Garcia, man. You were messing it up at the end. But Joe Rutkowski coming home with the race victory. How about that race? That was something completely different from what we've seen all weekend, but it was still highly entertaining here to start the night off.
Oh yeah, it really was, and I gotta tell you, that was a great win. And you also gotta think about it too. Joe Rutkowski, the car number that he won with was the number of laps that were in this race. So, I mean,
and the number of laps in this race, as far as I know, was commemorating somebody. You know a little bit more about that, don't you?
Yes, the number of laps in this race, while not pertaining to James and Dean Wickard for the main event, this was commemorating John Blewett III, and that car that won tonight is part of the Blewett family. So, I mean,
you can't script
amazing.
it any better. You just can't script it any better. And Joe Rutkowski getting it done for those guys here tonight. That's a very fitting way to start off the night here for the James and Dean Wickard Shootout. It was Joe Rutkowski, David Garcia, Bobo Jones, Trey Wright, Lauren Martinez, Andrew Ross, Shane Lake, Max Newworth, Marty Johnson, and Jesse Turner rounding out the top 10. Luke Rainey was involved in an accident earlier on. He finished 11th. Great run for him. And as you see the rest of the results right there, all 28 positions. Zachary Fitzwater, the first guy out of the race tonight, is a tough break for him because he was running up front. 5th was his highest position at one point in this race, and unfortunately he was wrecked out earlier on. But I say that was a very, very great race. Probably one of the best features that we've ever had in the James and Dean Wickard Shootout, at least for now. Because coming right up after this, it is the main event. What is it, Alex?
It's the Super Late Model 100 lap feature event here on this channel, and it's going to be a big one, so don't go far. Stay here. We'll be right back with more racing action.
Congratulations to Joe Rutkowski. We'll be back in 30 seconds for the Super Late Model feature of the 2019 NOFSRL James and Dean Wickard Shootout.
Ain't never gonna stop. To the top, to the top. Ain't never gonna stop. Never gonna keep me down. Still the one that's standing now. Destiny is calling me. Go down in history. Every day I fight to be legendary.
Here we are, folks. This is the final event of the James and Dean Wickard Shootout at the North Wilkesboro Speedway. And I must say, it's been a great couple of days of racing. And now, it's time to end it all off. I know it's sad to see this event end, but all good things must come to an end. And we are ending it off with the best class of the night and the longest one, of the entire event. This is the super late model class, 100 laps to decide the winner of this event. And I must say it's going to be very interesting. We have RJ Bishop on pole, which is very interesting because he crashed out of his heat race in the super late models. And I wonder if that's going to lead a bad omen into tonight. It might not. Who knows? And Noah Cars is outside. Now I must ask you, Napa fan, who do you got your eye on to win tonight in this race?
I'm impressed with RJ Bishop in qualifying, but like you said, he wrecked down in his heat race on Thursday night, and don't know if that's going to work out too well for him, I should say, in that number 98. But you also got Noah Cars who is outside. Noah Cars has some experiences. One career Napa fan win actually came on a short track, so it might work out for him. But row number 2, that's what you got to watch out for. The 2 dual winners and 2 of the most experienced guys on Napa Fan, probably the most experienced guy on Napa Fan, Jesse Turner starting 3rd, and Daniel McMillan in the 75. I love those guys. Of course, they race for my team in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series in those same numbers, actually. And you got to watch out for Turner and McMillan here tonight, especially Turner because he's on that inside lane. And I have a really good feeling about the first ever winner on Napa Fan here tonight. But we've got 42 drivers in the field, 100 laps. This is the best feature that we've ever had for the James and Dean Wickard Shootout. And this is for you guys. All of the racing that we've had all week long has come to this point. So we thank each and every one of you for signing up for this event this year. We thank each and every one of you for watching as they premiered and watching after they premiered and everything. We thank you for all the likes, all the subscriptions, because that's for me. But also check out Alex's channel as well, Sim Racing Central. This is his event. This is Alex's event. He let me do it this year, and I'm very grateful for it. And what do you say, Alex? Are we ready to end the night off, end the weekend off with the best race of the weekend?
Oh yeah, without a doubt, I'm ready for this. I'm ready to watch one of these best events here in this event tonight.
Have to see how it all goes down for the super late model feature. 100 laps of action, 42 drivers in the field. This is the biggest field we have had all weekend long. Of course, the second biggest one was the Craftsman Throwback Series race that we had last night. But I don't think that's going to compare to this one. This is probably going to be the best race of the entire weekend. And this is for all the marbles, basically. This is the true James and Dean Wickard Shootout. And we're racing for James and Dean Wickard, commemorating their lives with this event. We hope that everybody just realizes that we're here as a community, not just for Under 2003, but as friends as well. And this is for everybody else. This is what James and Dean Wickard would love us to do, is just to go out there and race. And that's what we're here for, and we're going to do that with this final 100-lap feature event tonight. And the starting lineup for the super late model feature event of the James and Dean Wickard Shootout from North Wilkesboro. It is RJ Bishop in the number 98, starting on the pole position. He was the fastest driver in qualifying Thursday night. And with that, he locked himself onto the pole position for the feature event tonight. Noah Cars in number 42. He was the second fastest driver, or was the fastest driver in the first group of qualifying, but he was slower than RJ Bishop's time. With that, Noah Cars locked himself onto the front row for the feature event. Then we have our dual race winners from Thursday night, Jesse Turner in the number 77 alongside Daniel McMillan in the number 75. Row number 3, Matthew Logan in the number 40 alongside the 74 machine of Ashland Boyd. Then the number 25 of Fisher G alongside the 57 of Gatlin Downey. Then JoJo Carter in the number 23 and Madison Tall in the number 54 round out the top 10 starting positions. We had our LCQ earlier today. These were the drivers who failed to advance on: Matthew Brown, Brad Stover, Sammy Saber Jr., Marty Johnson, Dan Park, Thomas Troxel, William Brock, Seth Cole, and Matt Tuck. Those 9 drivers not in this event here tonight. They were sent home earlier on. We have a 42-car field here at North Wilkesboro, and I gotta ask you, Alex, are these drivers ready for 100 laps in these late models?
Oh yeah, they're definitely ready. This has been the hype for pretty much since they arrived here earlier on in the week. And now they're ready to go. They're ready to face the beast of 100 laps. Here we go. The pace car is down. The field is coming to the restart zone. The green flag is flying. We are racing for 100 laps. And RJ Bishop off to a pretty good start, actually. Getting a little bit of a push from Jesse Turner, it seems. And it looks like Turner might challenge for the lead.
Jesse Turner on the inside lane, trying to find a way around RJ Bishop, but he's not going to get there. Bishop's going to lead lap number 1 of the super late model feature.
Yeah, this is really doing good so far for RJ Bishop, kind of picking up a little bit of a better luck charm. And, ooh, 3 wide right there. And that's getting a little tasty.
Carter and Fisher G side by side. That is for the 4th, or should I say 5th position. Right
Here
behind those guys, you have the number 41 of Elijah Gordon. Great to see Elijah back on Napa Fan. It's been since the finale of the Chick-fil-A Cup Series last year since he's last raced. But he's been pretty strong. He actually almost won the Super Trucks feature last night, but got passed in the last lap by Matthew Phillips in that one. But he is right now in the 6th position here in the feature event, looking pretty strong in the number 41. Back to the race lead. RJ Bishop continuing to dominate right now. Jesse Turner in 2nd. Daniel McMillan, and now the 42 of Noah Carr is in the 4th position. So the top 4 starters, 1, 2, 3, 4 right now, here in the super late model feature.
Yeah, and so far the racing right now, we're on lap 5, and it's actually, for how they're passing on the track right now, it's actually relatively calm compared to what we've probably seen.
Noah Carr is getting loose as he tried to get to the inside of Daniel McMillan, and he's going to fall back, and the top 4 are pretty well spread out right now. Gordon was able to get around JoJo Carter in the number 23. Matthew Logan's right back in there. How about the number 83 machine of Agar Barreto? He's moving his way up front right now. We saw in the modified feature just a little while ago that those guys were able to kind of move their way through the field. I mean, David Garcia almost won that feature earlier tonight after he started midway through the field in that race. And this is a 100-lap event, so there's a lot of time until the finish of this thing. We might end up with a caution at some point throughout this one. Somebody's down the pit lane.
That is the 07.
Yeah, that's the 07 machine of
Derek
Hamill. Tough break for Derek Hamill. He's going to go a lap down in the 07. He's actually 3 laps in at this point. Had an issue earlier on, had to come down the pit lane. And also the number 66 of Davey Johnson might have had an issue. Davey Johnson was in the LCQ earlier, almost won the LCQ earlier today, but he is now in the 41st position.
Yeah, that's very unfortunate for Davey Johnson, especially in the hometown crowd, and it's really going to kill his night tonight as RJ Bishop
3 wide.
Whoa, 3 wide. And that's Matthew Logan. Yeah,
JoJo Carter, Elijah Gordon, Matthew Logan looking to take that position away for 5th. He's got Iker Berta right behind him. Here's a guy we haven't talked about yet, number 67 of Casey Nanico. His first career Napa Fam start. No, he was running up front in the New Era Cup Series Daytona 500 earlier in the week on Sunday that you and me helped Marty with. But Nanico inside the top 10 right now in the number 67 machine. Behind him, Fisher G. And then the 18 just outside the top 10, Luke Rainey. Luke Rainey was in the modified feature earlier on. Some of these guys were in the modified feature earlier on the night. And we'll have to see if they have any shot on the rest of the field. But how about the top 4? They pulled a 3-second lead on the rest of the field here. And it's going to take a caution, I think, before any of these guys are going to have any chance at getting to the race lead. But we've seen a couple guys get loose tonight. We thought we might go caution-free in the modified feature earlier. But, of course, that was not the case. We ended up with 4 cautions in that thing. So
yeah,
I definitely believe we'll end up with a caution at some point throughout this super late model feature here tonight.
Yeah, anything is possible. And as you can see right now, Daniel McMillan making a pass on Jesse Turner. The 2 Chick-fil-A Cup Series teammates not really being too much kindly teammates tonight on the track. They're both on the big prize of trying to win the big race. That is this super late model feature of the James and D. Wickard Shootout in North Wilkesboro.
And, of course, this event, kind of a replacement to the Inner Tizen 3 Big One, which, by the way, will still be done this year by Nathan Stapleton. Thanks to Nathan for picking that event up this year. But last year, the Inner Tizen 3 Big One was won by this guy, Daniel McMillan in the number 75. I've been looking at him as a possible favorite for this event here tonight. And a yellow. A couple guys crashing through the corner. 44 machine of Justin Zeidel and the 31 of Dale Lightning.
Yeah, that's unfortunate for those guys really trying to make a performance for themselves, and I believe Dale Lightning, it's his first start on Napa Fan or in this event.
I don't think it's his first start in a spin. Noah Carr is a little unhappy with Jesse Turner. Maybe. We'll have to see if that shakes things up, because we saw in the Super Truck event when Matthew Phillips spun. I think, who was it that he spun in that event? I can't remember. But he spun whoever it was, and that driver did not get back in line to where he was supposed to be. Jesse Turner is doing that right now, and they are figuring it out here under the caution. It is lap 17, and we've done this throughout the entire event so far. Very significant number to Dean Wickard, as it was the last number he drove in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. Going to be silent for the remainder of the lap here in honor of James and Dean Wickard. Guys will never be forgotten. And we have a major issue here. RJ Bishop, our race leader, blowing up.
Wow,
absolutely unbelievable. And we mentioned, you know, he could have a little bit of a bad omen coming into this race because of what happened to him in the heat race, and that definitely is the case for him. That is such a heartbreak for RJ Bishop. It was his first career Napa Fan start earlier tonight in the modified race. It didn't go his way, and now going to be the end of the night, and guess who's leading the race? It's Daniel McMillan and Jesse Turner right behind him, the two dual race winners. Well, anyways, let's go ahead and get to the replay of the accident that brought out the first caution of the night here in the super late model feature of the James and Dean Wickard Shootout for 2019.
Yeah, this is kind of a bizarre one, kind of like how in the modifieds, because you can see right here, just gets loose. Yeah, Alonso gets loose. Or gets
into Dale Lightning, and then he shot up in the Lightning. And Alonso wrecked in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series race here back in May. I think Alonso will be able to continue, but Dale Lightning into the outside wall, and then you'll eventually see somebody come into the frame here.
Yeah, Justin Zeidel in the 44. Justin Zeidel in the 44 gets right into Dale Lightning, and will end both of their nights right then and there. So bad luck for Dale Lightning and Justin Zeidel.
A tough break for Zeidel. He was at the end of the field for that one, but both of their nights are going to end right here early on in the super late model feature of the James and Dean Wickard Shootout.
Yeah, Alonso gets Dale Lightning all loose and into the wall. And then Justin Zeidel, nowhere to go. Just gets taken out by Dale Lightning. And we'll end both of their nights here in this super late model race.
Of course, the bigger story out of all of that was on lap 17 when we were doing the tribute lap. RJ Bishop blowing up, and I'm not sure what the issue was there. Probably a piston issue or something along those lines. That's going to give way to Daniel McMillan being the race leader, and even though Noah Carr spun Jesse Turner there, Turner will be in the second position for the restart, but this race was just handed right to Daniel McMillan, at least for the moment it was. We'll have to see what happens on the restart. About fifth of the way through the super late model feature of the James and Dean Wickard Shootout from North Wilkesboro.
All right, here we go. Ready for the restart. Daniel McMillan is your race leader. Jesse Turner in second. Noah Carr's in third. Fourth is Matthew Logan. And your top five, Igor Barreto. And I can tell you, it's great to see Daniel McMillan and Jesse Turner, your top two Chick-fil-A Cup Series teammates, and coincidentally, same numbers they run the Chick-fil-A Cup Series, running 1-2. With the green flag back out, looks like their little friendship under caution is going to turn into a rivalry. Let's see who gets it here on the restart. Here comes Jesse Turner. And I can tell you, this guy, he's had bad luck in this event before, and it's snake bitten him multiple times, especially in the modified race. He wants redemption tonight.
I distinctly remember last year's modified feature. He almost had it in the bag, and he wrecked late in the going, and it gave way to, let me see here. Who was it? Alex Tanker getting the race victory in that event. So, that's a tough break for Jesse Turner. He wants some redemption here in the James and Wickard Shootout, and he got to the inside of Daniel McMillan, and he's the new race leader here in the super late model feature.
Yeah, Jesse Turner leading this race, and he's actually even opening up a gap as Noah Cars goes to the inside of Daniel McMillan here. Igor Barreto to follow. And, I mean, a lot of people are just starting to break into this top 5. I mean, look at that.
We got Joe Carter in the 23 there on the inside of Daniel McMillan, and McMillan got shuffled out of line. We have some guys coming down the pit lane. I don't understand that one. It's the 118 of Mark McElroy. I've actually been pronouncing that name incorrectly, and I apologize for that. The number 9 machine of Cole Sampson and the 2 of Christopher Alphaby. And I believe they're the only guys who came down there, but got a lot of guys who are a lap down, 2 laps down, things like that, so they probably had issues, probably went to take tires during that green flag run, but I don't understand that strategy at all. Tires mean a lot here in North Wilkesboro, but you do not want to do it under green, and Jesse Turner's pulling away right now in the number 77. Noah Cars running second. Agar Barreto, JoJo Carter, Daniel McMillan. Then you got the 74 of Ashland Boyd. 19, haven't mentioned this guy yet. Juan Garcia in the number 19. He had an issue in the modified race earlier on. Didn't get the race too much in that one, but here he is in the top 10. And you have Luke Rainey in the 18. Matthew Logan fell back in the 45. That car driven by Jake Rogers. Rounding out the top 10 here in the super late model feature. Got a pass right there. Luke Rainey on the 19 machine. Let's see if he gets that one. And Igor Barreto on Noah Cars. That is a high up position. That's for second right there. Barreto trying to take it away from the outside pole sitter.
Yeah, a lot of passes happening here today, and I can tell you, so far in this race, and as I said before, Matthew Logan running in the number 40. I mean, that's a few of a couple LFR cars. Here we go. Battle for second. Igor Barreto and Noah Cars. Could JoJo Carter get in the mix? He will. But will he get under Barreto? He will. 3 wide for second. Is he going to hold on? It looks like he might.
And look at who's closing. Oh, and the caution's out again for the second time tonight. They're still battling on. It looks like we had a wreck with the number, can't tell who that is. That's number 71.
The 71.
Wyatt Quayle, tough break for him. JoJo Carter will come out second. McMillan's going to end up third. And then it's Noah Cars and Ashland Boyd rounding out the top 5. And we saw this in the modified race. We're going to see it again. These guys coming down the pit lane, and it looks like everybody was able to cross the line there. So we're not going to have guys who get caught on the tail end, thankfully. That's an issue we sometimes get at these short tracks, and we really want to avoid something like that from happening here tonight. But everyone coming down here, and I would assume to take tires because the tire wear is going to be significant here tonight. And they want to get those fresh tires when they can. So everybody coming down, they're led by Jesse Turner in the number 77. Let's see what happens here. See who gets off first on the pit lane.
Yeah, it looks like Jesse Turner is going to be coming in for 4 tires. Same as a lot of people here, because as you said before, tire wear is definitely important at this track. And I can tell you, like, this is amazing, and this is how much goes into the racing. Here we go, race off the pit lane. Looks like it's going to be won by Turner and JoJo Carter coming off second.
It's going to be Turner, Carter, McMillan, Boyd, and Barreto, the top 5. We're going to get to the replay of the accident that brought out the second caution of the night in the super late model feature of the James and Dean Wickard Shootout.
Yeah. Well, 3 wide didn't work at this track a lot, and it's not going to work now. Wyatt Quayle involved, Larry Hagan, and Madison Tull as well. And it seems like Madison Tull, in the past event that she was running in with the Indianapolis 250 and now, doesn't look like good luck is on her side. And then look at this, Larry Hagan manages to get into some more drivers. That's the 00 of Angel Olvera and the 1 of Adam Garcia.
Yeah, a bit of a combination crash right there. But tough break for Madison Tull, like you said. She did really well in the Indianapolis 250. Of course, that race is something completely different to this one, but unfortunately another wreck for Madison Tull here tonight in the super late model feature with Wyatt Quayle and Larry Hagan. 3 3 wide, entering turn number 3, and Wyatt Quayle just shot right up. It wasn't Hagen's fault, it wasn't Toll's fault. Quayle just overshot the corner, and you saw what ensued right there. It's the second caution of the night. We've gotten pretty well in this one. Not caution after caution like we had for that short period of time in the modified feature earlier on. This was the race back. McMillan able to get to the inside of Cars and Barretto. And McMillan will be restarting in the 3rd position when we get to the restart here in the super late model feature here at North Wilkesboro.
So, implications from RJ Bishop blowing a motor to now Jesse Turner is going to come down the pit lane, or it looks like he's shaping up to come down. Is he? It looks like he is. Jesse Turner coming down the pit lane. Looks like with a problem on that number 77, and that's bad luck tonight. Looks like it's a leader's curse at the moment, and that will inherit the lead to the number 23 of JoJo Carter.
We got 4 lap cars, actually 5, in front of our leader, JoJo Carter, with McMillan and Ashlyn Boyd, and McMillan's not wasting any time. Right to the inside as Carter got stuck behind Derek Hamill, and wow, that's why McMillan's the veteran. But you gotta watch out for this. Hamill is definitely gonna be an issue here because he is not up to full speed, and JoJo Carter has got to be fuming in that number 23 right now.
Yeah, that is just something you don't want to see every day, or you don't want to see in a race in general, is being stuck behind a lap car, because there's so many people that just, it gets you like that. But meanwhile, back up front, Daniel McMillan leading the race, being dominant as ever in this event, and it's all because of a problem that ensued with Jesse Turner. And I must say, the James and Dean Wickard curse for Jesse Turner seems to continue tonight, as he is on the pit lane.
Unfortunate for driver number 77. He's still on the pit lane. Definitely an internal issue there. Number 17 down the pit lane, Max Neuwirth. Don't know what the problem was on his machine. And of course, Madison Toll coming down because of her damage. But McMillan in a really good position, and another yellow up there in turn 4. I don't know who it is. It's the number 15. Oh, hard hit. Oh, and that was Hamill. Hamill hit him, so that might knock Hamill out. But the 15 went around off of turn number 4, Isaac Nichols. And it's great to see Isaac Nichols back in racing, but it really wasn't too great to see him get caught up in that one. And Nichols is going to head to the garage after that accident right there. Looks like some more damage. Maybe the 33 machine of Matthew Phillips, who won the Super Truck feature last night. Looks like he's going to be done, possibly. And maybe some damage on the 1. Of course, we saw that happen with Adam Garcia earlier on in the event. But that's not exactly what Daniel McMillan wanted to see, because he had a lap car in between him and now second place Agar Barretto in Davey Johnson. But this time he won't have anybody ahead of him, blocking his way as the race leader. So we'll have to see how that all plays out for Daniel McMillan right there. But either way, we're going to have to see what happened to bring out the 3rd caution of the night here in the super late model feature of the James and Dean Wickard Shootout.
So yeah, that just happened. And Jake Rogers pays a bad price right there. And in comes the 15 of Isaac Nichols, nowhere to go. And gets taken out in the process.
You got the 0-1 there of Nathan Faden, got a piece of that one. Of course, Matthew Phillips took a hard hit there as the 82 of Joshua Rush, our LCQ winner from earlier today, got caught up in that one. It's a tough break for him, but I think it's a good thing that Hamill's probably going to get knocked out from this, because he was a bit of an issue there, and obviously wasn't up to full speed, but he's going to get taken out after that hit on the 15 of Isaac Nichols. And you see here, Jake Rogers, this was not a good move at all. He took it in way too shallow, and he just shot up into Jonathan Logan, and actually hurt himself more than anything of the guys involved initially. But see everyone who piles in there, Nichols and the 15, the 82 machine also involved, Joshua Rush, and this is a heartbreaker for a lot of those guys, because they had chances. The way this thing is going, anyone who still has a good engine and a good car, they have a shot at winning. So Davey Johnson a lap down in the 66, probably 2 laps in at this point because of his prior issues. But McMillan still leading with Barretto, Noah Cars, Ashlyn Boyd. And how about the 19 and how? Whoa, Madison Toll. Got to be careful there. 19 got spun around. That isn't the best of things, but Juan Garcia should poke back into his position. Madison Toll just stole it. I don't know what the deal is with her right there, but I guess that's where she was supposed to be, and I think Juan Garcia will get back in line. But either way, we're ready for the third restart of the night with Daniel McMillan leading the field in the 75.
Here we go, getting ready to go for the restart here, and unfortunately, Jesse Turner is out of the race. The James and Dean Wickard curse that eludes him will continue this year, which is unfortunate. But coming back to the restart here on lap 43, back to the restart zone. The green flag is out. We're racing once again. Daniel McMillan in the lead, and he has a lap car of Davey Johnson behind him, which is really going to help to his advantage, especially with drivers like Igor Barreto and Noah Kars, two drivers who are really fast so far and wanting to win just as much as McMillan can.
Yeah, that 66 was really slow on the restart, and Johnson obviously with an issue. And hello, somebody has a chance at a sweep tonight. This is the guy who won the modified feature not too long ago, Joe Rutkowski. He's running 7th right now in the number 88.
That would be
do you think Rutkowski has an advantage from winning that race earlier tonight? Because he's looking very strong in that number 88 right now.
I mean,
how about Barreto? Barreto closed right in on Daniel McMillan, and there goes Barreto to the inside for the race lead.
Barreto doing a really good job tonight here, trying to take the lead in this event. He's been very strong, very consistent, and heading through turn 3, he's going to clear McMillan. A new leader, give it to Igor Barreto.
How about Barreto? How about somebody in the inside wall? That was the 8 machine of Greg Torres, and I think Torres was actually in the LCQ earlier on, so it's actually kind of refreshing to see some of these LCQ guys work their way up front. But you gotta watch out. JoJo Carter, remember, he got shuffled out of line. He was actually the race leader on that last restart, and he's fallen back a little bit. They keep it together from now, knock on wood, hopefully they do for the rest of the night. But Igor Barreto, the new race leader here in the James and Dean Wickard Shootout in the super late model class, and this would be the biggest win of Barreto's career if he were to get it. But Noah Kars to the inside for second of Daniel McMillan. I'm wondering if McMillan has a good race car here, because Barreto closed right in and drove right by him in that number 83.
Well, I mean, when you come down the pit lane, you get fresh tires and be able to make adjustments, then it's really going to show right there. And I can definitely show that Barreto made a right adjustment, or his team made a right adjustment, and got that car really tuned up there on that pit stop.
He definitely did, pulling away right now from second place. It looks like Ashlyn Boyd's going to go for second here on Noah Kars in number 74, and that might be why McMillan couldn't go anywhere. Unbelievable what the leaders have been going through in this race. Of course, McMillan was not the leader at the time, but that's going to put McMillan out of the race, just like RJ Bishop. Unbelievable.
It seems like there's a curse going on with your NOFSRL team, because Jesse Turner having a problem, and now Daniel McMillan having a problem. That is unfortunate.
So, this is what's happened. The pole sitter and the 2 dual winners and Ashlyn Boyd around in the 74.
Hopefully she doesn't back up into traffic.
Looks
like traffic, or sorry.
That's
sorry.
Unfortunate for Ashlyn Boyd. He was running 3rd at the time. Oh, brother. And I'm hoping that this does not put a bunch of guys on the tail end of the lead lap here. I don't think it will. I think these guys are going to drive around the pace car. And everyone stays in line, because we're concerned about that. Interception 3 is an old game, and you get those old rules to really mess with you sometimes, but thankfully that will not be the case here. And Igor Barreto, now the race leader, but I'm concerned by all these guys now, because that's 2 guys who are running really, really good in this race who blew up. Do you think that might be a bit of a pattern? The better cars blow up here. And you know what? Ashlyn Boyd's going to get right back in line with where he was, so it didn't really hurt Ashlyn Boyd too much. Where was he? Yeah. Oh,
well,
wow.
wherever he is, going
because
right
he crossed the line in second place sideways on the racetrack, so that is interesting. So Ashlyn Boyd's actually going to be second now.
Wow,
that's
really, yeah.
But either way, let's quickly replay what happened to Ashlyn Boyd. Minor incident here to bring up the 4th caution in the super late model feature of the James and Dean Wickard Shootout.
So unfortunately for Ashlyn Boyd, a spin across the line, and he just gets back going, and luckily the traffic did not just go right in and take out Boyd, which is a good thing. but it looks like,
The traffic's been good tonight, though. I will admit that.
Yeah.
And, they've been avoiding these guys and avoided them pretty well in the modified feature, and they've been avoiding them pretty well in the late model feature, and we got a lot more cars in this one here than we did earlier on tonight. But I'm a little bit curious as to why Ashlyn Boyd's second and not third, because Noah Cars crossed ahead of Ashlyn Boyd there on that race back to the line. So, interesting call by the officials. We'll let it go. Wickard Shootout, the race leader. Let's get to the fourth restart of the night in the super late model feature.
Here we go. 44 laps to go in the super late model, the last event of the James and D. Wickard Shootout. Igor Barreto, your leader. Ashlyn Boyd, second. Noah Cars, third. And that's your top three. Here we go for the restart. They head to the restart zone. Green flag is out. They're racing once again. Ashlyn Boyd to a great restart to Igor Barreto. Could he challenge for the lead going into one? Looks like he will.
This is very similar to what happened in the Super Trucks feature, because Ashlyn Boyd really shouldn't be second. Just like how Matthew Phillips wasn't supposed to be second, and Phillips ended up winning that race, and here comes Boyd, causing the caution the last time around to the race lead just a few laps later, and the number 74, Barreto on the outside. Looks like Noah Carr setting up for a pass here on Igor Barreto. Barreto on the outside lane. Sticking it to the 74. They're side by side for the race lead.
Yeah, this is really getting good here. And we had a car spinning down the pit lane or something, but I didn't really see the rest. But
so it looks like we're fine. I see Jake Rogers in the pit lane. Of course, he was involved in an accident earlier on. Here comes Juan Garcia to the inside of Noah Cars as Ashlyn Boyd has cleared to the race lead in the number 74. And you got to watch out for this guy now, Joe Rutkowski, looking for the Saturday night sweep. Wouldn't that be something if Rutkowski could get it done here tonight in the James and D. Wickard Shootout for the second time?
That would be awesome, don't get me wrong, but also watch out for this number 67 in this little back part of the pack, Casey Nanico.
And they're going to go three wide here. Nanico on the inside of Igor Barreto and Noah Cars. He's going to back out a little bit, and Cars will clear. Got some guys coming off the pit lane here. Hopefully this does not affect the battle for the top positions. Doesn't look like it will. Got a little bit of a scuffle right here. Matthew Logan almost clearing the 51. The 51 way up there as the number 5 of Andrew Ross gets shuffled out of line. They're going to keep it together back in there, and I don't know how they've been doing that all night long, but they've been doing it. And how about a couple of good friends from Pennsylvania, Luke Rainey, Joe Rutkowski, side by side for second. Rainey looking to take it away from his Pennsylvania fellow in the number 88, and he's going to do it. But Ashlyn Boyd, he is the dominant guy right now in the number 74, and he is leading the race by a second over Luke Rainey.
Yeah, I mean, look at how the performance has been for Ashlyn Boyd lately. Look at that, Casey Nanico now going for the pass on Noah Cars, and that's going to be for the 4th spot. So Nanico picking off another spot. Looks like he's really focusing on trying to get the win tonight.
Nanico doing a very good job in his first career Napa fan start. And first heard of this guy a couple weeks ago when we did that Daytona 500 in the New Era Cup Series, and here he is up to the 4th position in the James and Dean Wickard Shootout. Here's a guy we've yet to see. Number 12 machine of Ace Garcia. He's got Juan Garcia ahead of him, and now Ace Garcia is moving his way through the field. The 26 machine is also up here. Keyshawn Richardson. Barreto fell all the way back to 9th. And we now have the 51 machine of Landon Lyons inside the top 10. So a lot of good runs going on right now up front here, but Ashlyn Boyd, the guy to beat right now. Luke Rainey and Joe Rutkowski second and third, hoping to close in time on Ashlyn Boyd, but this might be Boyd's race to win at this point. Do you think he's going to be able to do it, or will Rainey and Rutkowski close in?
Well, I mean, I got to be honest with you. With the lap traffic coming up, they might hold up Ashlyn Boyd a bit, and that might help close the gap a bit to Luke Rainey and even Joe Rutkowski.
They are starting to close in slightly. Boyd has to get around the 00 of Angel Olvera and the 16 machine of Nick Smith. Both of those drivers having issues so far tonight. Here comes Ace Garcia to the inside of Casey Nanico. Nanico slipping up on the outside lane. Rutkowski looking to the inside of Luke Rainey.
Yeah, I mean, Rutkowski doing a really good job so far, trying to really hold in his position and even advance in the position. And
a little loose off the corner.
Got a little slidey off the turn.
loosey-goosey for Joe Rutkowski in the number 88. But Luke Rainey holding on to the second position right now. Juan Garcia and Ace Garcia rounding out the top 5 right now.
Yeah,
see the
I
gap
mean,
between Rainey and Boyd, and Rutkowski's around! He got into the double zero, and they're stacking it up as the double zero stopped
and
on
the
the racetrack, and Rutkowski
over.
got flipped upside down, and another hit right there. Davey Johnson's going to end his 90. It was Andrew Ross who sent Rutkowski upside down. Oh, brother.
Oh, dear, wow.
And this might end up catching a lot of guys.
Is
I think they're going to
Rutkowski
drive by the pace car, thankfully, but that was something else right there. And Rutkowski's night's going to end. You know, either way for Rutkowski, he got a main feature win in the modified, so he can be proud of that one, but he was trying to go for the Saturday night sweep. He couldn't do it, and he got spun off trying to get around a lap car of Angel Oliveira.
Yeah, and that's very unfortunate. And Rutkowski is going to be out for the night. And that's very unfortunate for him because he had a good run going. And he was third, battling with his fellow Pennsylvania native, Luke Rainey. And at the end of the night, wrecked, flipped, and now he's out.
Well, he's going to be cheering on his Pennsylvania fellow of Luke Rainey in the number 18. And now Rainey has a really good chance here because Ashlyn Boyd had pulled out to a very significant lead there, so these guys are going to have a good chance. How about the Garcias? Juan and Ace.
Yeah.
I'll look out for Ace Garcia on this one. He knows what he's doing out there. He's one of the more experienced guys running up front right now. Of course, I mean, all these guys, I think Juan Garcia is probably the least experienced of the top 4, and even Juan Garcia has a full season of Chick-fil-A Cup Series under his belt, so these guys up front know what they're doing. We'll have to see what they do in the restart, but first let's go ahead and see what happened that sent Joe Rutkowski upside down in the number 88 machine.
Well, looks like Rutkowski slid up into Angel Oliveira. And he was sliding across the infield, and it kind of looked like he was going to hang on to it. Oliveira causes a whole stack up and a half, starting with Juan Garcia. And moving forward, and as you can see, Rutkowski trying to get back going, and Noah Cars ends up hitting him. And then here comes the number 5, and that's what made him flip over. Car just kind of, springs just kind of unloaded, and send him flipping. And then wait here.
Davey Johnson. He was a lap
Davey
down
Johnson.
at this point. Is probably going to just end Johnson's day and Rutkowski with nothing he can do there in the 88 machine. I don't really think those guys jamming up with the... Agar Barreto got damaged, so that's significant there. He was one of the dominant guys earlier on, so he might have to fall back. But I think other than Barreto, I think everyone else kept it pretty clean. Of course, Noah Cars got his damage from Rutkowski. And Andrew Ross hitting the number 88 as well. So tough break for all those guys involved. A lot of those guys front runners. And I will say this is a very interesting fact. The top 4 starters in this event, all with major issues here tonight with Noah Cars there getting caught up in an accident. So it has been a topsy-turvy race so far. And I think it'll continue that way until the finish of this race here tonight. And off the corner, Rutkowski kind of at fault for this one. He was the one who slid right into Oliveira. And Oliveira had nothing he could do. See those guys jam up there. I think Barreto got the damage for the most part in that little stack up, and then you see right there Rutkowski getting spun off there and hit by Andrew Ross, which sent the 88 upside down. But that's such a tough break for Joe Rutkowski. Had a really good shot at winning this race, and unfortunately he is going to be put out on this thing. But I got to be honest with you, Alex, this race has been excellent. We've had so many different leaders, so much action on the racetrack. Do you think Ashlyn Boyd's going to have a shot at holding this one off, or will Luke Rainey find a way to the inside of him on the restart?
I mean, Ashlyn Boyd has been doing really good in this race so far, and it looks like that he has a car to beat, but, I mean, you can't count out Lou Rainey, because he knows where and when to execute a race and take a win. I mean, he is, after all, the Haas IndyCar Series champion for 1 year. And while late models and Indy cars are completely different, it seems like he has that mentality so far just stuck into his mind of, okay, if a time is right to execute a pass, I'll do it.
He is also an Indianapolis 250 champion. Him and Max Neuwirth, I believe, are the two drivers in this race who have won past Indianapolis 250. These are the only past drivers in this race who have won Indianapolis 250s. Of course, Neuwirth with an issue earlier on. Luke Rainey in a money position here for the 5th restart of the night in the James and Wickard Shootout for the super late model feature. The final event of the weekend. It's all come down to this. Let's see who gets it done in the biggest event of the weekend here at North Wilkesboro.
Here we go for the restart. And as said before, Ashlyn Boyd with the car to beat, but Luke Rainey so far in second has the best opportunity. Third place, Juan Garcia, Ace Garcia behind him, and Nanico rounding out the top 5. We have 25 laps to go in this race. Ashlyn Boyd leads the field back and gets a great restart. And as I said, looks like Ashlyn Boyd, he has the car to beat.
What a jump there by Ashlyn Boyd, but it might be setting up for Luke Rainey to possibly get a run here. Juan Garcia stayed behind him, and Boyd is a little wide off the corner, so we'll have to see if Rainey can close in, but that just could be the money restart right there. We don't know if we're going to get another caution or not. You just never know with these things, and it could easily go Ashlyn Boyd's way here tonight in the super late model feature, but Rainey is closing in the number 18.
Yeah, Luke Rainey really doing a good job at the moment. And, I mean, you know, he's really trying to close in to get Ashlyn Boyd past him. Because, I mean, this race, this is all for glory. And Luke Rainey really wants that glory and to add the James and Dean Wickard Shootout to his resume.
That would be a huge win for him. Wouldn't be the biggest one of his career. I would say the Indianapolis 250 a little bit bigger, but still. Luke Rainey, he does pretty good in these big events. He actually won the Thanksgiving 500 last year at the Coca-Cola Super Speedway, and of course that's a totally different race than this one. But Luke Rainey really shining in these huge special events. Ace Garcia shining right now to the inside of Juan Garcia. They're not related, by the way. As a matter of fact, none of the Garcias except for Adam and David Garcia. I believe those two guys are related, but other than that, these guys are not. And Ace Garcia to the inside for the 3rd position. That's going to create a little bit of a breakaway for Luke Rainey and Ashlyn Boyd, and Rainey is there on the number 74.
Yeah, right on his back bumper. And with coming to 20 to go now, here goes Rainey for the pass for the lead on Ashlyn Boyd.
He's got it. How about Nanico there? And how about Keyshawn Richardson in the inside wall? No caution. He keeps it together. But Luke Rainey to the inside for the race lead with 20 laps to go in the super late model feature. And Rainey's going to get it on Ashlyn Boyd. But here comes Ace Garcia, Casey Nanico, and Juan Garcia. Will Boyd find a way back to the inside? It's very possible that could happen. And I'm looking right now at him possibly doing that to the inside of Luke Rainey. Not going to get the run. Luke Rainey clear to the race lead with 19 to go at North Wilkesboro.
Yeah, really doing a good job, Luke Rainey is right now. And, I mean, Ashlyn Boyd, though, I mean, he's got the car to beat. Don't get me wrong. I just got to see, though, like, if Ashlyn Boyd is setting up an opportunity within these closing dire laps, if he needs to make a move at any given point. Because don't get me wrong, Luke Rainey's in the lead for now, but for how long it will last.
We'll have to see what Luke Rainey can do here. He's slightly pulling away from Ashlyn Boyd right now. The number 67 of Casey Nanico in 3rd. Ace Garcia is 4th. Juan Garcia in 5th. Matthew Logan is the only guy who started top 5 for this race, who I believe is still in the race. Actually, Noah Cars is still in this thing. He's on the lead lap in 20th, but Noah Cars obviously out of contention for the race victory. But Matthew Logan's been really quiet in this race after starting 5th. But still a pretty good run for him in that number 40 machine here today. But he's got Keyshawn Richardson moving to the inside. Max Neuwirth's a lap down in the 17. He is the first driver a lap down. Greg Torres, I believe Torres was in the LCQ earlier today. And here he is in the top 10. Great run for him. JoJo Carter right behind those guys. And in the 51 machine rounding out the top 10. That car driven by Landon Lyons. Back to the lead. And Luke Rainey's pulled away from Ashlyn Boyd. And Rainey is praying that there is not another caution in this race, because if there isn't, he might pull away with this thing. But he's got to be careful. You can't overshoot the corner. We've seen the leaders throughout the entire weekend overshoot turn 4 and hit that outside wall. And it might happen with Luke Rainey at some point throughout these final 14 laps. He's got to be careful. Another battle going on right here. Ace Garcia on Casey Nanico. And it looks like Garcia's going to take it away from the 67.
Yeah, I mean, Nanico right now, he did a really good job running in 3rd, and he's still running in the top 5. It looks like he's trying to really make that outside groove hold on, because Ace Garcia, I mean, he's putting up a fight to be able to get around Casey Nanico.
He's holding on to the inside lane. He's got it on the 67. Juan Garcia looking to take the 4th position away, and this is critical. If we get another caution, these guys would be in contention for the race win. And another one! Juan Garcia! That might be the caution right there. Hard hit for Keyshawn Richardson. We remain green. They did not spin around, but unbelievable.
Wow.
The number 19, he's got to get to the pit lane here. Mark McElroy in the 188, or 118, I should say. Having to check up there for Garcia. They're going to keep it green. Tough break for Juan Garcia. Had a top 5 run going for him. And I mentioned that earlier on. These guys have to really worry because we've seen a lot of issues like that here tonight in this feature event. But we're coming to 10 laps to go for Luke Rainey. And now with seeing that number 19 blow up, what do you think's the mindset going in Luke Rainey right now? Do you think he might blow up at some point throughout this one?
He's really trying not to think about it at the moment. That's, as a driver, you just can't have to think.
Caution.
About it. And
stop. Race car. Ace Garcia, the next victim.
Out.
And he was in the top 5. I know somebody does not want drivers being in the top 5 here tonight. Let me tell you that much.
No, not at all.
But my man, do you know what this sets up?
This is going to potentially set up a couple lap dash shootout or even a green-white checker.
It won't be that close, but we're probably going to have, my guess would be about 5 laps to go, maybe 6 on the restart in the super late model feature of the James and Dean Wickard Shootout. We've waited all weekend for this. And I'm going to tell you right now, Alex, this year's James and Dean Wickard Shootout has been the best one ever. I would like to thank you so much for letting me kind of refine this event for you this year. And I tell you what, we're doing it again next year. We're definitely doing it again next year right here at North Wilkesboro.
Yeah, this is a venue to stay.
Such a great track in Inner Chisholm 3. Thank you to the people who made this track. And I don't normally thank the people who make the tracks, and I apologize. I don't know who did it. I will make sure I give you guys credit. Hopefully I'll remember that. But this is one of the best tracks in Inner Chisholm 3. I'm not a big fan of modern tracks because lots of times they do not work out too well for offline racing. This track does, and I really appreciate the track creators thinking about the offliners for this one because the offline on this track is very good, and we've seen that here tonight with these guys. But Ace Garcia stopping on the racetrack, that is the reason for the caution, so there's no need to replay. A tough break for Ace Garcia. He was running inside the top 5, and he is going to end up finishing 27th here tonight in the super late model feature. We only have ourselves 18 drivers on the lead lap. So I'm going to ask you, Alex, here, who do you think is going to win this race? Ashland Boyd with another chance, but, I mean, Casey Nanico has been slowly creeping his way through the field here in that number 67.
Honestly, I'm going to go with the underdog here, and not what a lot of people would think about, but I'm going to go with Matthew Logan so far, sitting right back there in 4th. I mean, he's been kind of just patiently sitting quiet around the top 10 for most of the night and has avoided chaos numerous times, and I think, personally, I think he might have a chance at going for the win tonight, and not to mention, he's in an LFR car. One of few that have entered this race tonight, and I think he's the best performer one out there.
We're going to have to see when we get to the restart here. We're actually going to keep it green. Just going to keep it going right now until we get to the restart. So it's actually looking as it would be a 4-lap dash to the finish because the lights are still on, and expect the lights to go off next time by. And now, I mean, I mentioned it earlier, you got to really be worrying if you're one of the top running guys. I mean, so many drivers while inside the top 5. RJ Bishop, Jesse Turner, Daniel McMillan, Juan Garcia, Ace Garcia, Joe Rakowski got spun off earlier. I mean, it has been terrible to be in the top 5, and most of them have just been normal issues, and the car is not wrecked, so it's amazing just how many guys who have been running well in this race have had mechanical issues here tonight. I did not expect that to happen, but that's been the case, unfortunately, but the last caution, Ace Garcia getting stopped on the racetrack, stopped on the racing surface. It's going to allow us to have one of the greatest finishes I think we might ever see on Epiphan. This is going to be good, Alex. Going to be 4 laps to go. This is for James and Dean Wickard. This is what we would want them to have. It's what they would want to have. A great race. And Luke Rainey going to lead the field to the green flag for the restart with 4 laps to go.
I mean, here we go. Right to the restart zone. Green flag is out. They're racing once again. Luke Rainey not off to a good restart here. Ashland Boyd might be closing in the gap. No, looks like Rainey might have it a little.
Oh, he's
Only a
high,
little.
he's high. Here comes Boyd, and he's got Nanica right behind him. Yellow back out. This is going to be
What?
it. This is for the
This is
finish.
the race to the line. Who's going to get it?
Will Rainey
It's
get the
gonna be
run up
Ashland
top,
Boyd.
or will it be Boyd?
It's
I
going to
don't
be
know.
Boyd. Ashland Boyd wins it.
No, not quite yet. It's not official. I think it is. You're right. Ashland Boyd got him at the line. He got him at the line. How about that?
Oh my God, that was awesome.
And a quick yellow. We do not have green-white checkers. Ashland Boyd edging out on the final green flag lap of the event, nabbing Luke Rainey at the line for the win. And now here's the thing, though. We've seen the leader twice in this race blow up, so he's got to get through these last 2 laps without a mechanical issue. But
I mean,
as it stands right now, Ashland Boyd is going to win the James and Dean Wickard Shootout here at the North Wilkesboro Speedway. Not entirely sure what brought out the caution. We'll review that later, I should say. But they're coming to the white flag here. We're going to take you to the finish here and see if these guys can make it. Because like we've seen tonight, like we've seen all day, has been a huge issue. These top 5 guys blowing engines and everything. But Luke Rainey has got to be hitting himself right now for allowing Boyd to get the inside there. It's the white flag under caution here in the James and Dean Wickard Shootout for Ashland Boyd.
I mean, this was a good race. And so far, it seems Ashland Boyd does not have any issues. And not to mention, Ashland Boyd spun out earlier and is coming back to win this race. So this was a spin and win for Ashland Boyd.
And all he's got to do is make sure that motor holds up for a half a lap, and he is going to win the biggest event of the weekend, the biggest race of his career on Napa Fan.
Yeah.
And in stunning fashion as well. Of course, he was dominant once he got to the lead initially. Luke Rainey got around him under the last restart. But Alex, you know who's the race winner. It's Ashland Boyd.
Ashland Boyd. What a race win. Way to go, Ashland Boyd. You definitely deserve that one. That was out of nowhere. You done it. You are a James and Dean Wickard Shootout winner on Napa Fan. And you have etched your name in the history books of the NR community. And putting
Ashland
it
Boyd wins the James and Dean Wickard Shootout for 2019. Let's go ahead and see what brought out the caution and see the finish at the line, the race back to the line that would end the race here at North Wilkesboro. On the restart, it was Phillips who got into Madison Toll, and the caution instantly came out, and this was the race back. And you see right here, Ashland Boyd getting to the inside of Luke Rainey, and at the stripe, Ashland Boyd barely had the advantage on the inside of Luke Rainey. We're going to get you a better camera angle and really see how close it was here for the race win.
This finish, let me tell you, at that margin of victory, is probably one of the most remarkable I have seen in my NR commentating career, and I have seen a lot. And this was probably one of the best finishes among the James and Dean Wickard Shootout for the past 4 or 5 years, or however long this has been going on. This was probably one of the best.
And Ashland Boyd gets to be part of that history. How about that for Ashland Boyd? You know, a veteran driver on Napa Fan. I don't know if he's ever won a Chick-fil-A Cup Series race. He's won before on Napa Fan, but not too many wins. But by far, this the most important, the biggest win of his career, winning the 100-lap late model event at North Wilkesboro in the James and Dean Wickard Shootout. And just like James and Dean Wickard gave us some amazing racing, some amazing finishes in Napa Fan, on Napa Fan, and in the NR203 community, they gave us another one here tonight with the James and Dean Wickard Shootout for 2019. How about Ashland Boyd taking it away from Luke Rainey at the end to win here at North Wilkesboro?
That was probably one of the best finishes I've ever seen. That was amazing. Hats off to Ashland Boyd. He did probably what was a gutsy move at first and basically did all or nothing. He would have lost it all had he not done what he had did. And yet he held on, held through, went through, and sought out and managed to pull off with a win tonight. That is unbelievable.
And congratulations once again to Ashland Boyd. These are the drivers who failed to finish. And camshaft. That was a big thing. Camshaft on Ace Garcia, camshaft on Juan Garcia, and camshaft on RJ Bishop. Jesse Turner had a header go down. We didn't see Nathan Norman, but he also had a problem. Daniel McMillan had a piston go out. Unbelievable what we saw. Fisher G as well also had a problem as well. A gearbox issue. I mean, I've never seen that many mechanical issues in the race ever. And it was a cause for concern for all these guys, and I think it might have contributed to how these guys raced here tonight, but oh my goodness, Alex. I'm surprised at just how good the racing was this entire race weekend. And I want to thank you again, Alex, for letting me do this and for putting this event on. The whole idea behind it is great, you know, to kind of unify the NFSR 3 community and realize that we're all here for each other. And like I said, 3 years ago was a very tough time for all of us with James Dean Wickard passing away. And Alex, this is all you, man, for putting this on. And we're coming back here next year, and we're going to keep on doing this regardless of how many races I do in a year. This is an event that I know you want to stay, and definitely I want to stay as well. So thank you so much for letting me be part of it. And final thoughts on this whole entire weekend. I mean, the racing was all absolutely unbelievable here.
Oh man, this was probably one of the best types of racing we have seen in a very long time. In NR, in NOFSRL, old NRLOA, any type of racing that you or I have done in the past. This is by far one of the best finishes I have seen yet, and it's unbelievable. It was awesome.
So thank you so much, Alex, for joining me, and thank you guys for joining us in this event, and I hope you guys enjoyed it just as much as we did. Thank you to everyone who signed up. I know there were a lot of spots that were still available when the sign-ups closed, and hey, you know what, that's fine. There's only so many people in the world, but we thank every single one of you for signing up. You guys are really what made this event so great, and you know, we can't thank you guys enough for just being part of this event, racing along with us. It's so cool to see your names involved in this. You know, that's what makes this so cool, is that you guys have an opportunity to be part of it, and we wanted to make sure everyone had a chance to be a part of it, and I hope everyone did. And my goodness, this was just the perfect way to end it. Of course, it ended under caution, but we had a finish there at the line that we will never forget. And congratulations to Ashland Boyd for the race victory here today at the North Wilkesboro Speedway. And thank you guys so much for all the support you've given me and have given Alex. I know Alex, doesn't really do much other than commentate on my channel anymore. I know you guys don't see him much anymore, but you're one of my best friends, man. And God bless you for being such a great friend to me, and for letting me do this once again and just being part of this Napa Fan channel. And like I said, we'll continue to do this for many years to come.
I mean, thank you for being able to do this every year when I never have the time to be able to get to do it, or can't even find the right people to do it with at certain times during the day or during the week. And this race has always been amazing to me, and I've always loved putting this event on. Before any other racing league, this would be the biggest race that I would ever do, because I know how much it brings close to the NR community. And tonight's race was just by far the past races that we've done. This race tonight has blown it out of the water completely. This whole race weekend, completely blown out of the water. It's probably one of the best. And of course, as Napa Fan had said before, we are definitely coming back here next year. That is just going to be for a fact. North Wilkesboro, a modern day version. This whole 3 days of racing was one of the best. And I cannot wait to come back next year to see this kind of racing again, to see this experience, and to see probably one of the most amazing kinds of forms of this event ever.
And we will be back next year with the 2020 NOFSRL James Dean Wickard Shootout. Might seem a little far away from now, but it'll definitely be coming back. And that is it for us here from North Wilkesboro. So congratulations to all of the race winners throughout the entire weekend. At the time I was recording this race, I have yet to do the Craftsman Throwback Series and Hers Elimination Series races that we did that you guys saw earlier in the weekend. But I would like to send a huge congratulations to Connor Hurley, the winner of the Street Stock feature, to Matthew Phillips, the winner of the Super Truck feature. Almost forgot it there.
Yeah.
To Mitchell Collins, the winner of the Stock Late Model feature last night. To Joe Rutkowski, the winner of the Modify feature. And to Ashlyn Boyd for winning the crown jewel of the entire weekend, the Super Late Model feature here tonight from North Wilkesboro. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys so much for the support. And have a great rest of your weekend. Have a great summer. We'll be back next weekend with the Chick-fil-A Cup Series at Road America. And I'm looking forward to finishing the season out and seeing who wins the championship over there. And thank you once again, Alex, for letting me do this event with you. And like I said, we're going to be back next year, and we're going to be doing the same exact thing. This is for you guys. This is for James and Jean Wickard. This is for their families and everything. And while they might not know about it, we're still doing it for them, and we will continue to do it for them because that's who we are. We are a close community, and we want to show that to you guys. And we thank each and every one of you for your respects and for supporting this event each and every year. Congratulations to Ashlyn Boyd for winning the Super Late Model event. On behalf of Alex Bonsignore, thank you guys so much for watching here from North Wilkesboro. I will see you guys later!
Goodbye, everyone. Thank you for watching.
In the world and how it spins, as I call upon the memories no machine can comprehend. From the first breath as a newborn child to the last dance between